Hi and welcome to Polly Puts a Colour On. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you my haul for April. As you can see, I bought some lovely books from Amazon Japan. If you've never bought off Amazon Japan before, it actually works out better value if you get more all at once rather than getting one here and one there. So I'd had my eye on these couple for a while, but I thought, well, I'll wait until there's a few more that I want to get as well. So then when I saw that there was a new one by Kaneko Aguse and Eriy, I thought, right, let's go for it. Let's order all four. So I'll share the Eriy one with you first. So this one, same as with all of her other books, it's got absolutely amazing paper. Artwork's absolutely gorgeous. It's very slightly smaller than her usual books like the Romantic Country series, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because at least it is a little bit quicker to get some done. So I have done a little bit here. There is one that I've just finished, which I don't want to share yet. If you keep an eye on my shorts over the next few days, I'll probably share that in its own little video. I've used gel pen and some watercolour paint, and it hasn't gone through it all because the paper is just brilliant. And in the back it has got obviously everything about the different double pages, the story going through, but obviously it is in Japanese. So if you wanted to know what's going on throughout the book, if you take a look at Colouring Bumblebee's channel, she's done a video talking you through it, and she's even done a wonderful download, which is what you've just seen at the back there that I've printed off, tucked in the back, so that I know what's going on in each set of double pages, just in case that might help me with deciding kind of what's going on, might help me with what colours that I want to do things, or anything else to do with it. So then another one that I got was this rabbit fantasy fairy tale, something like that. Again, gorgeous paper. I'm not going to bother doing flip through of any of these ones because there's already loads out there, so you don't need that. So absolutely gorgeous artwork, gorgeous paper, lots of little tiny ones, but also then there was a lot more kind of detailed pictures as well. Did complete the introduction pages there in April, which didn't take too long. Used a lot of water-based markers. It's not gone through. Very slightly little bit of ghost in there, but nothing that can't cover up. Nothing that's going to stop me covering the other side. So yeah, it's handled the paper, the pencils, sorry, and the pens really, really well. Obviously got this one by Kaneko Aguse, Leon's Journey. This one I haven't got around to colouring in yet. It is kind of next on my list, although I haven't got a buddy colour lined up, which I want to get to next, which our colourist. So hopefully this will be soon. I'll probably do the title page, maybe do these little characters and make a note of what colours they are, so that I can stick to the same colours throughout the book. Like with all of Kaneko Aguse's other books, it's just gorgeous. There's a nice mix of like big large pages and then like smaller bits that you could chip away at, do a little bit here and there. But the first full page I do in this book will probably have to be this cat here having the ice cream, because the expression on their face just makes me smile. Just looks, I don't know, can't decide whether he looks like he's a bit cross about having an ice cream or whether he's enjoying it. So I think that'll be the first kind of full page that I do out of this book. So if you did want to do a buddy colour on this page out of this book, please let me know. That would be great. And then onto the Polar Bear Cruise adventure book. Again, same as with the other ones, amazing paper. Nice that there's some pages with smaller parts on, as well as kind of more detailed ones, and there are even some kind of double pages going on as well. So nice mix, something to hit your mood, and different seasons and things going on throughout, which is great. And I did do this one. We used watercolour paint on some of the little shells and the starfish and paint there. Again, absolutely fine this side. Very, very slightly buckled to the page, but I can see it because I know it's there and I know what I used on the other side, but it's certainly not going to make a difference on colouring that side of the paper at all. So that's those 4 books that I got off Amazon Japan. If you've ever been wondering about buying off Amazon Japan, it is surprisingly easy. I did it on the Amazon app on my phone, just changed the country to be in Japan, looked for what I wanted, added it to my basket, checked out, and then I just swapped the app back to being in the UK, and it came surprisingly fast and pretty well packaged. So if you've been wondering about doing it, I suggest you go for it, because actually it's well worth it. It works out so much cheaper than buying them, say, off Etsy. Like, I understand why people are charging that much for the books and for the postage, but honestly, it does work out pretty good value in comparison if you're buying it yourself just off Amazon Japan. So then got a few eBay bargains. So generally I don't actually buy that much colouring supplies, so other months probably going to be much shorter haul videos. Next month might be an exception. It's my birthday next month in June, so maybe I might get a few colouring supplies, but we'll see. But I have got a few eBay bargains here, so I do like to keep an eye out for kind of things that people are having a bit of a clear out of, you know, destashing. Maybe I can grab myself a bargain. So I managed to get this pencil set of Black Widow pencils. So it's got the Cobra, the Black Widow, and both skin tone sets, and the Scorpion as well. So it hasn't got the monarch or the dragons, but it has got, you know, kind of most of them. As you can see, most of them haven't even been used at all, because they've still got the really square tip on the end. So literally not been used. This is how they came. Paid less than £20 for all of these pencils, and it came with the case. So I was really, really pleased with this, that I managed to drop on this bargain on eBay, because it's just great to give me some backups. I already have like the full complete set, including the monarch and the dragons, but at least now I've got some backups for some colours. So maybe not super close to running out, but at that price just couldn't resist. So I know there's like some colours that I absolutely adore, like this blush one from the skin tone set is just such a pretty unusual colour. So I have got the little book that you saw me moving out of the way. It's actually got my swatches, and I can't honestly remember who it was that I got this from. I should find it online, and it's got all of the different sets on there. So if you've ever been wondering about Black Widow pencils, you can get an idea here on some of the colours. Some of my favourite colours aren't actually in here. They're from the Monarch set, like Cat's Eye, just such an unusual colour. But they're, you know, still really chuffed to have dropped on these. Like I say, it was less than £20, and that included delivery and the case as well. So these can go away ready for whenever I need to change any of my other ones. Like you see there, that washed purple, again, such a lovely unusual muted tone. So there was my first eBay bargain. And then these were my last eBay bargains. So as you see, got 2 sets of Castle Art pencils from the same person. Obviously having a bit of a clear out again. I hadn't got the Harmonious pencils. Been umming and ahhing for a while about whether to go for it. You know, do I not? I heard some people raving about them, saying, yeah, they're great. And then there's other people saying, no, they're a bit overpriced. I can see why people are saying that maybe that they're a little bit overpriced. So they're like, what, £50 or so in the UK for them. And obviously you can't get replacements open stock. But did manage to get both of these sets for about £50, you know, kind of all together, including postage, which I didn't think was too bad. So these ones are new to me, and you can see here the swatches. So there is some gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Lots of greys, which I've got Prismacolors, and we all know how many wonderful greys they've got. So I'm not too excited about the greys. I already do a lot of greys. But there are some really unusual colours. And you know what? I was quite surprised by how dark some of the colours were as well. For some reason, I just thought there was going to be a lot of light colours. So I was quite pleased to see kind of how many darker shades there was as well. So it does make quite a nice set. I have completed a page just with these ones that was in my completed page video uploaded recently. So it can make quite a nice cohesive page if you use these. Obviously, you could add other ones in. But there are some really cool colours, some unusual colours. Really like those greens. As you can see, I've sharpened them for swatching them, and so that I could obviously use them to colour a page with. But as you can see, they've barely been used. you know, there's hardly touched. These ones maybe have been used the most, but even them, you know, they've not exactly been used a huge amount. So these have got plenty life left in them yet, so quite pleased with those ones. And then the last supply that I've got to share with you is the 120 Soft Touch Castle Art pencils. These again are a bit of a backup. I've already got a set of 120, but obviously you can't get them open stock. So when I saw there was this lot on auction on eBay with these in the Harmonious, I thought, oh, let's see what they go for and see, just to give me, you know, some spares, because some of mine are getting, certainly some of the browns, they're only about that big now, so they're not going to last me a huge amount longer. So you can see most of them haven't even been used. They've still got the square tip on the end. So you can see here, this one is a little bit short. I'm guessing whoever had these before, maybe they were using this colour and it looks as if it's probably had a bit of breakage while they've been sharpening it, and that's why that one's considerably shorter than the rest. But that is about one of the only few that is kind of down. Those couple down a little bit, but you know, all of these still got the square tip on the end, haven't even ever been sharpened. And then this bottom tray with all the greens and everything, that has been used a little bit. Again, all the rest haven't even been used at all. And now the Castle Art Soft Touch, they're not the most amazing pencil. They're no Prismacolor. I do really like my Prismacolor, but I do find in the Eriy books especially, I do quite like using these pencils because they're such fine details that, you know, the Prismacolors, they're so soft and smushy, which is great. But equally, if you're doing something that's a bit fiddly, I'm a bit heavy-handed, I'm not always the most accurate. So then I can get myself in a bit of a mess with my Prismacolors. Whereas with these harder pencils, it's a little bit easier, isn't it, to just try and get the colour where you actually want it. So these ones here at the top on this page, I did use using my Castle Art Soft Touches. So maybe went a little bit overboard with the white gel pen there, but from a distance it does actually look quite cute. So you see there is some really nice colours. So I have got my swatch book here. Again, I'm not sure, you see my daughter's handwriting there, bless her. Not quite sure where I originally got this swatch chart from, because I've had this for quite a few years now. You see there's lots of lovely kind of pale yellow colours, creamish colours. Maybe not too many like really light pinks, but there are some really nice colours. Big range of blues, quite a lot of greens, not a huge amount of browns, to be honest, for how big the set is, which is probably why a couple of my browns out of this set are so small, because when I've been working on a page with these pencils and I can't necessarily be bothered to go and get one of my other sets like my Black Widows, and I've just stuck with these. Obviously there's not a huge amount to pick from. I mean, you could use some of these ones like with your browns as well, like as your highlight colour, but there's not a kind of huge amount of proper browns, I'd say. And obviously the greys are, you know, not massive for how big the set is, but then there's loads of kind of green colours. I do really like some of these kind of turquoisey tealy colours, they're really pretty, and a huge amount of blues. So it is a really nice set. As you can see, I do love Stitch. Bought these ages ago, I think it may have been Primark, I'm not too sure where I got these from, but they do, it's quite nice for having this, my little swatch book there. So that's the last thing actually that I've got to share with you. So let's say I don't always buy a huge amount. Generally it's kind of bargains that I drop on eBay, or if there's a particular artist that I absolutely love, like Hannah Carlzon, I always try and get her new books, Emily Marotta, Johanna Basford, and there's quite a few other artists as well. Like when they've got a new book, I'll get it pre-ordered, you know, get it as soon as I possibly can. But other than that, I don't tend to buy a huge amount. I mean, my husband would probably argue otherwise, as well as my daughter, because she did count up how many colouring books that I've got, and I think she got to about 100. And I tried to convince her, that's not loads, that's not loads. I've seen pictures of people with way more than that, but neither of them are convinced. But I really love each and every single one of the books in my collection. I'm never going to finish any of them. It would be lovely if I did, if I had the time, maybe eventually for some of them. But I'm obviously never going to finish them all. But it is just really nice sometimes, isn't it, to just have a look through your books and just admire the gorgeous artwork, which I do sometimes, especially when I'm trying to choose a page. I'll just look through and go, wow, aren't these pages gorgeous? And hopefully eventually settle on what page I do. So if you did see in any of the books that I shared, you know, something that caught your eye that you'd maybe like to buddy colour with me on, particularly, like I say, maybe out of the Kanoko Igusa one, because that's one that I haven't coloured in yet, so that might get me to start colouring in it. Please drop me a message. You know, you can get in touch with me on Instagram or obviously comment on the video. Hoping if you saw my completed page video, you may have maybe noticed slight improvement on recording. My husband's been helping me a lot. You know, we've ordered this lovely desk mat to try and help with the background. We've got a ring light now and a different stand for my phone, so hopefully the quality is a little bit better this time. Please let me know, and it would be wonderful if you could drop a like, give me a comment, and even consider subscribing, because it would be great. I'd said to my daughter to set myself the challenge of getting to 10 subscribers by my birthday, which isn't until next month. So I do, because I'm on 9 currently recording this one. It would be wonderful if I could even beat that target. You never know. So thank you very much for watching this video. Sorry if I've been waffling on at the end, but you know, just hoping to get in touch with people. So take care, everyone.